This is useless. Does anyone use this? I never use this. I never use this feature on any of Canon's RF lenses, but let's talk about it. Now this is an updated design since Canon's EF lenses, which allows you to adjust different settings while you're shooting by rotating this little ring here on the lens on any RF lens. But if you've seen a few professional photographers, they say that they just never use it and just turn it off. And so do I. But what does it actually do? Check out this stump right here. It's pretty cool. So what is this and what does it actually do? Well, if we go into our menu settings to custom controls, you can set this ring to adjust your ISO, your shutter speed, or you can set it to adjust your aperture. That's what this lens here is currently set to, is to adjust the aperture. But is it something that you'll actually use? So to set this, you'll go into your menu and then go over to your customized dials. Right here you have your main dial, your quick control dial, and then you'll see control ring right there. So you can set this to be your aperture, your shutter speed, your ISO, your exposure, your aperture value, your shutter speed, ISO, exposure computation, or you can just turn it off. Right now this one is set to change the aperture. When we half press your shutter button, then you adjust your control ring. That's going to change your aperture value. If we go in here and change this to be our ISO, then when we half press that shutter button like we're about to take a picture, get in focus and everything, we can adjust that value there on our ISO. But is it something that you will actually use? Be sure to subscribe and follow along if you aren't already. That would be cool. Most photographers, professional photographers that I have seen, will just use the controls right up here on their camera to adjust their exposure triangle. I've got mine set up all right here. We've got aperture, shutter speed, and then press this little button here, and you've got your ISO adjustment. So what would I need a control ring on my lens for? Now you may find it useful, but this is just my opinion and my experience in using these control rings on RF lenses, and you may find this too, but I shoot a lot on zoom lenses, and when you're rotating that focal length, you may bump that control ring and change your settings when you didn't actually want to change the settings at that time. Where I do see this control ring being much more useful is on the photography side instead of the videography side. As a videographer, I don't want to be bumping my lens, changing settings when I want all my settings to be dialed in and set. Where I've got it set and where it's working best for me in just photography, not videography, but just photography. So when I'm just out here shooting, I've got it set to aperture. I can just be focused on my shot and be adjusting the aperture on my camera when I've got my shutter button pressed. So I've got my focus right where I want it, and then I'm just adjusting aperture to get whatever depth of field or whatever focus I want to get. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on these control rings on the Canon RF mount lenses. Are they useful? Are they not useful? Would they just get in the way for you? Do you use them? Do you not use it? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe and check out this video next if you want to learn more about the Canon 100mm macro lens. I'll see you guys in the next video.